Hi Ben,
Hi, Remy.
are you okay with the recording going on?
Yeah.
How are you?
Okay, I just posted an angry rant to Kyan. Sort of
You just
frustrated,
posted. You posted what?
like a frustrated, angry rant to Kyan,
Oh,
criticizing him and his personality and his approach.
okay. How do you feel?
Kind of like relieved. It feels like cathartic.
Yeah, I believe you. That's what I think. I sense hearing you in terms of energy.
Yeah.
Are you kind of in some way celebrating that you took care of your boundaries and integrity?
Um, no, it's not that. Um, I'm gonna write on the message and call Kyan an uppity little start.
Would you say you gonna call Chaim what?
An uppity little start.
A what?
An uppity.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah. Like, like chihuahuas that are always barking, they're uppity.
Okay. Do you know what's your intention in sending this message?
Um, I'm not sure. It makes me feel kind of powerful.
Mhm.
I guess the intention is to kind of like put Chaim in his place.
Book Chaim in its place.
Put Chaim in his place.
Or put Chaim in its place. In his space. Okay. So I still hear something around boundaries and your space and
Yeah,
his space.
yeah.
Is there more you want to say about it?
Um, he responded.
Do you want to do a role play with Chaim? I would be Chaim or you would be Chaim.
Yeah, okay. You be Chaim and I'll be me.
Okay.
Okay, well, what I'm trying to say to you, mate, is that I can't take you seriously. Like, your whole approach to me is like the whole approach to like all the groups you run and everything is just kind of like absurd to me. Like, you kind of like try and set yourself up as like running the show, but it's just got so many cracks and holes in it that like it just doesn't hold together. You just don't have the sort of like you don't have the presence, you don't have the gravitas to hold people together in the way that you want.
Do you want to ask Chaim to tell you what I heard, or do you want to say something else?
Yeah, tell me what you heard.
Yeah, Ben, I heard that most of all, I heard that you're struggling to make sense around how I act and what I say in the group. It's something that doesn't meet your need for clarity of maybe container, so clarity of boundaries. Yeah, and I heard you said you struggle to take me seriously. So I really, it seems like I'm evanescent to you. It seems you don't have a grasp of something solid to build on with me, and you're feeling very frustrated.
Yeah.
Is that close to your experience?
Yeah, that is, yeah.
Hmm.
And you're always asking me to talk about myself, and I don't understand why. It's kind of like, you want to be like, you want to get me like on the operating table and kind of like cut into me and be like the surgeon performing surgery on me. And, I don't know why you want to do that.
Sorry, mosquito disturbed me. I might try to get rid of it. Sorry if it's not Buddhist. Yeah, so can I tell you what I heard?
Yeah.
So yeah, your expense of me is that I'm asking you to speak about yourself, and you see me as wanting to practice surgery on you. And what I'm getting is that there is a lack of clarity around consent and respect of where you are in terms of your energy and what you want to do, that is not very easily nourished when we interact.
Yeah. Yeah, you're always telling me what's wrong with myself, and you're asking me to criticize myself and look for faults in myself and kind of like look for a lack in myself like and kind of like, you know, think there's something wrong with what I'm doing, and that's just not what I'm interested in doing.
So I keep inviting you to criticize yourself, and not only you don't see the point of doing that, but this is not what you want to do. Celeste is joining in. Just I welcome her and finish reflecting you, Ben. Hi, Celeste.
Hi, Celeste.
Hello.
Welcome. We're in the middle of a role play. I'm playing Chaim, and Ben is playing himself. And
How about if I listen? I'll just listen.
Yeah, just wanted to welcome you and continue reflecting, Ben. I'm glad you're here. As Remy, I'm speaking as Remy, saying I'm glad you're here, Celeste.
Back to being Chaim.
Yes.
I don't know, maybe Ben is Chaim. I don't know which one of you is Chaim.
I am Chaim. I play Chaim. So Ben, yeah, I heard that not only does it make sense that I keep asking you to criticize yourself, but also this is not what you want to do. And I hear that you also feel furious that I insist in doing something that you don't want to do.
I don't feel furious. I'm just getting tired of it.
This is not furious. This is tiredness that you feel.
Yeah, it's just like I don't know. You just don't seem interested in connecting with me in any way that I want to connect.
Can I tell you what I heard?
Yeah.
So I heard that you. Sorry, I got a mosquito kill. Sorry for that, Ben, if that shocked your beliefs.
It doesn't shock my beliefs, but I feel a bit sad for the mosquito.
Yeah, well, I wish it good reincarnation and a very nice, easy way forward.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I heard that you back as Chaim. I heard that you. Well, I'm guessing. I don't know if that's the feeling, but I'm guessing you feel quite disappointed, not finding the. Maybe the word that comes up is some kind of a mutual agreement to work towards the kind of connection that you enjoy and would like to find with me.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. Yeah. I want a connection that I find nourishing.
Yeah, you're clear that you want nourishing connection with me, and what you experience many times with me is something that is exhausting and frustrating.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm also hearing that you would like a break. You really would like some kind of a peaceful environment to connect, to engage with me. Is it something like that?
Yeah, and also I'd kind of like to be judgmental towards you because you judge me so much, you speak so much jackal language towards me and so much judgmental language towards me. I have an impulse to speak to you, to treat you in the same way.
So I'm guessing you want not only reciprocity, but also some kind of a relief from, I guess, the building up of maybe some resentment or tension you've been experiencing to hear me juggling you, and you want to feel free to do the same yeah, for some relief and reciprocity. Is that it?
Yeah.
Mm. Would you like to hear from me, or would you like to say something else?
Yeah, I'd like to hear from you.
Well, I can definitely understand, having heard you as I just did, that it might be very frustrating for you. Mm. Is that okay if we pause here?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want? So I'm back to be Remy, and I'm wondering if you have feedback, Ben, or if Celeste has some. But I'd like to hear from you, Ben.
Well, it was kind of nourishing to be heard for what I wanted to be heard for. Yeah, easy. I felt a sense of ease. I guess in sending those messages recently, what I want Chaim to see is that I'm just so much bigger than him. Like I'm being incredibly patient with him, and
I'd like to hear that as well, Ben, but I think it's just a bit different from feedback about the role play.
Mm.
Is that okay for you to hold that back a bit?
Yeah, okay.
First of all, I'd like to check I heard you well with what you said just before that, you know, when I was for you. I think I heard that you felt sense of ease and it was some kind of nourishing to be heard for where you are.
Yeah.
Did I get it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to say something else, or are you open to hear from me or from Celeste?
Yeah, I'm open to hear from you, Celeste.
Okay. Celeste, do you want to say something?
I'm glad, I'm happy, you know, to be witnessing this work.
You're happy to be witnessing the work.
Yeah, and I want to play too, I guess. I want to, you know, do some role plays and stuff too.
You also want to play and do some role play and
Yeah.
fun things together. Did you
really
want to go ahead?
impressed how well you're able to get what Ben is saying, because it's something I have difficulty grasping, and you seem to be able to understand it much better. And I'm just in awe of that, because I really kind of don't get it.
So there's something around a need for learning there, or more?
Yeah.
More, yeah.
Yes.
And how do you want to play as well? Do you also already have some kind of request around either the learning or the playing that you would like to express, or maybe just pause and reflect on it and come back to it later?
Not right now. I really want to make space for Ben.
Okay. Well, right now we're in a feedback about the role play, so I'm going to check if I want to say something about it. But yeah, okay. I mean, Celeste, I wasn't inviting you to be more clear. You know, I thought we could. Let me be clear. I wanted to know if you just wanted to mention something, not going into it right now. Not going into something else.
I would like to understand Ben better. I'm really struggling with understanding. I understood the last thing that he said when he was kind of going off topic, that he wanted Chaim to recognize that he's a bigger man. I did get that. That I understand. But a lot of what Ben is saying, you're able to reflect it in a way that works for Ben, and I just can't even really get it. So I just want to learn.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, as for me, I really enjoyed, and maybe I don't know if that will answer to your need for learning, Celeste, but what I was trying to do is trying to feel what I could feel, just imagining feeling being in the situation. I was just trying to connect with what I felt and understanding in the moment. So I was just expressing explicitly what was going on in my experience. And I felt that very, very good. I really enjoyed the sweetness, the connection with Ben, the understanding I got from doing it. And maybe for later, after Ben shared the other thing he wanted to share, maybe we can explore a space where you could practice Celeste yourself if you want. So I think, something else I want to say about the role play is that I really enjoyed the peace I felt in that space, playing Chaim, talking with Ben. This is something that I lacked so many times with Chaim. Things seems to go so fast. I don't have the capacity to follow, to slow down enough within me to stay open and curious enough to him. I feel like I want to use my power over him and force him to slow down and meet me where I am. I feel like I want to be a tyrant of Chaim usually, and so experiencing this role play just now, I felt like, whew, I had some space to just be me and connect with Chaim and Ben. So that was good. Anything else about, in terms of feedback about the role play you want to say, guys? I'm wondering if one of you wants to reflect what I said.
You found the connection with Ben very sweet, and also, you know, you were able to sort of recast Haim as a sympathetic character, that you were able to connect with the sweetness of Haim in a way, almost in a way that you find very difficult with the real person Haim.
Sometimes, yes, yeah. Yeah, thank you.
I want to say what I was going to say earlier, that you asked me to hold off with.
Are you open to that, Celeste?
Yep.
Me too.
I want to go back into the role play and say it again.
Do you want to play Chaim, Celeste?
No, I won't.
But I'm not as good as you.
What do you say, Ben?
I want Remy to do it.
I agree. Remy's better at it.
My gosh.
See, there you go, Remy. You're enriching our lives by being the most skilled person for this role.
I guess I need empathy for being labeled as having more skills.
It is a label. You're right.
What? Because your label, this is Jackal towards me.
It is.
Positive Jackal.
Yeah, it is a judgment. With,
Okay.
Let's go with Ben's preference.
Yeah, I need to check whether I'm ready for that. Give me a second to feel. I'm gonna give myself self-empathy, and I want to do it, Ben, but just give me a second. Okay, Ben. I'm Chaim.
Okay, I've forgotten what I was going to say now.
You want him to recognize you're
I
the.
heard you say something already, so do you want me to reflect?
Yeah.
Celeste, you also wanted to, so do you want to say it again?
No, just Ben really wants Haim to see that Ben is the much bigger man.
So yeah, Ben, I heard you say that in your views of your universe, you're in touch with a part of me that see you as much bigger than I am.
I guess I kind of feel like you're trying to make me small, like you're trying to diminish me in all sorts of ways, like you keep attacking from various different angles, trying to sort of like diminish me, and like most of it isn't getting to me. Most of it is just like you're doing it so much and it's not affecting me. I can see what you're doing, and
so it broke up. I missed a word or two. Would you say it again?
you're doing it so much so I can like, but it's not affecting me. You're just like, it's like you're taking shots in the dark because you don't really know what's going on for me. So I can see you taking all these shots in the dark, trying to sort of like get to me in one way or another. And Like, you know, I think it's because you lack power in your own life. So you're trying to sort of like, you get a sense of power out of sort of like having other people subservient to you. But I have no interest in doing that. Like, you're way too small of a person for me to be subservient towards.
Okay. So is that okay? I take my time to tell you what I heard.
Yeah.
Um, what I heard is that there's a place where I don't have credibility in your eyes.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And I heard also that you I don't know if that's, are you kind of worried about my well-being at some level?
Um, I'm not really feeling in touch with that right now.
No, I'm not asking if you're feeling touched. I'm asking if this is what's going on, because this is what I heard. So I'm just checking if what I heard is connected to what you expressed.
Yeah, I wasn't really in touch with your well-being while I was expressing what I was expressing.
Okay, so let me check what I heard, because when I heard you say that you don't see me as having power in my life, and so if I unpack that, I'm wondering if there is only the thing that you don't see, you don't put credibility in me, or if there's something else you wanted me to hear.
No, that's it. That's cool.
Hmm. So I'd like to unpack that a little bit more, if that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so I heard you say that you've seen me speaking to you in jackal ways, in labels, in criticizing ways,
Yeah.
analyzing what I see, what I picture as being your persona, and criticizing it.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I'm in touch with my sense that you're feeling very, very tired about that.
Yeah.
And yeah, and it seems to you that I'm what I'm offering is you you to submit to the role that I seem to be wanting to play.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I hear that what you want me to know is that you're not interested in that game.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Not at all. I just do not want to play that game.
Hmm. Is there something else?
No, I'd like to hear from you now.
Do you know what you'd like to hear from me, or just whatever's alive in me?
Whatever's alive in you.
Hmm. Well, I guess I'm in touch with a part of me that feels kind of sad, mourning that I did not communicate clearly my intention and what I wanted to offer to you, or maybe I was, and you clearly not interested, and maybe I need acceptance that you're somewhere else than what I hope you were.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of uncertain around what's true, but I'm in touch with both things. So I'm kind of questioning how I can, how I am. Actually, I'm quite questioning how I am, or how I feel right now, having heard you say what you said. Yeah, I'm curious what I want to do next. I guess, yeah, I'm mourning that some of the things I did not work so much for you.
Yeah.
It feels embarrassing. I feel embarrassed and some kind of ashamed,
Mm.
which I think has to do with me wanting to be more congruent with my own values.
Yeah.
And I'm not yet quite sure how I could do better, but I see that I feel some energy that goes in that direction of looking for what could be more satisfying.
Mm.
Do you want to tell me what you heard?
I heard you say that you feel you're mourning that you were doing so many things that didn't work for me, and you're you feel a bit embarrassed and ashamed, and you have some energy to explore things that you could do that might work better.
Yeah, I see the movement of energy, but I right now I don't yet have I don't feel very resourced to explore new ways. I'm still in the space of mourning. So it's just yeah. I guess I'm mostly in mourning and observing that some energy is moving towards interrogating and exploring what could work better. Yeah, but I think you got me enough.
Yeah. Okay.
Is there more you want to say? I haven't heard that, or is there something else you heard from me that you haven't reflected yet? Whether I said it in this conversation now or somewhere else.
I wish you'd stop assuming that you know what's going on for me.
Ouch. Can I tell you what I heard?
Yeah.
Or do you prefer me telling you how it is for me to hear that?
Either's fine.
Mm, it hurts. I'm so sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard you say that it would really make your life more wonderful if you see me stop assuming, or at least stop speaking in ways that seems to like I know what's going on for you. And I guess you really would love to see some kind of humility of me being in my space and letting you being in your space and respecting that your space is your space and respecting that my space is my space.
Yeah, exactly.
And you are so sick of me invading you in some ways by assuming, but affirming that I know better than you what's going on in you.
Yeah.
Are you kind of feeling? I mean, I'm judging myself extremely now. I'm seeing myself as raping, violating, invading you when I do that.
Well, I feel like I've got to a place where I don't need to take it personally anymore.
Would you say that again?
I've kind of got to a place where I don't feel like I need to take it personally anymore. Like I can clearly see that what's going on for you is what's going on for you, and what's going on for me is what's going on for me. And like, you know, you can stimulate things in me, but it's actually my own experience that's got nothing to do with you that that I'm dealing with. So you literally physically can't have that effect on me.
I'm thinking that I said something, you said something, and I would like none of the two be dropped. So I'm wondering how we could do that. Do you have an idea?
I can't remember what you said, so no.
Celeste, would you like to say what you heard Chaim, me say as Chaim, or say what you heard Ben say, or both? I mean, sorry for putting you on the spot. You
It's okay. You
Just if
were
you want.
saying that you felt in some way lack of skill, and also that you're being told that you are really treading on, you know, Ben's autonomy or his boundaries, I guess is the best word. The word boundaries came to my mind while you were talking, that, you know, you're being told that by assuming things, how it's coming across, you're just really stepping over a line that's really important to Ben, and you feel ashamed about that.
Yeah, that's it. Thanks. Yeah, and that is not in integrity with my values of respect, and so I'm feeling very bad.
Sadness.
Yeah,
Mm.
very disgusted about it actually. And
What Ben said is that I'm speaking really loudly. What Ben said is that he's got a workable strategy for him, that he can't be moved or crushed or anything like that. He's got a strong enough wall about him that what you as Chaim does or says doesn't diminish him, doesn't impact his self-esteem. It doesn't, he's got himself protected to where it doesn't really hurt him.
Well, I'd like to adjust that, Celeste. It's not having a wall. It's understanding that Chaim's experience is his experience, not my experience. And anything he says about my experience is more about what's going on for him than what's going on for me.
Yeah, it's not really applicable. It's not something that you should really, you know, take a lot of time and energy in your life to address, because it's really about him, and you can separate that.
Yeah.
And it seemed like that's some kind of
And-
progress you're enjoying, like you didn't used to have that ability, but now you do.
I used to have it and then I lost it a bit, and now it's stronger again and I've got it back again.
Back to you, Remy.
Thanks, Celeste. I'm wondering, Ben, if Are you willing to continue a bit more?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm still Chaim, playing Chaim, and as if I was Chaim, and to the best of my understanding. So I'm wondering, Ben, if you want to say what you heard from me that Celeste reflected, or if you want to, I mean, I think that would help.
I'm more with what I said to Kayam. I'm more with like what I said about not being perturbed by what Kayam's saying.
Yeah, my question is, can we go back to that after you reflect me?
I don't really have the energy for that right now.
Okay, so I declare a break, a pause, because I don't have the energy to keep following you now. How was that to hear, Ben? I'm still playing Chaim, but asking you, how was it to hear that I reached my limits, and I'm telling you, and it doesn't mean I don't want to follow you, it's just I'm where I am.
Well, I was thinking that Remy is being very directive today. He's very much directing the structure, the flow of this call.
Is that something you appreciate or that you're resenting? I'm still playing Chaim.
I wouldn't say I appreciate it or resent it. It caused me a mild problem earlier, but nothing too serious.
Remy is calling for emergency support, so he's less in capacity of playing Chaim. So I'm gonna ask Chaim. I'm gonna drop the space and give Remy empathy as Chaim.
Okay.
So Remy, I had you calling attention. I heard that you, because I can read your mind, so I through what you were thinking, I can read your mind because right now I'm both Remy and Chaim. So I heard you think, Remy, that you wanted some, you felt, yeah, kind of irritated by hearing Ben's words around the mild discomfort. And I heard you think, wow, I was actually working so clearly dedicated to follow Ben's flow and desires. Now it seems like he's criticizing you for following him. Shit. Fuck and atomic bombing right now. Raging inside. So yeah, I heard all that from you, Remy. Did I get you? Did you feel, is that something around wanting acknowledgement for the fact that you are not Ben's daddy, is his own responsible for his life, and you're not responsible for how he expanses the call? Do you need clear boundaries about his space and your space? Yes, Chaim, you got me. Fucking hell, feels good. Okay, Mia, I'm glad I got you. Glad you called me, and I'm glad we had the space, and I'm glad that Ben and Celeste were here witnessing. Now, as Chaim and as Remy, I think we can both say that we are curious to know what's going on with Ben and Celeste, especially Celeste. Silence is one way to communicate, so you don't have to say anything. I'm with you.
I mean, I don't want to expand out to the whole world, but just so resonating with somebody who tries so hard, and does, with such good intent and tries so hard. Like, this is my life, trying so hard, and then it doesn't work for the other person, and they don't appreciate it, and they criticize, and it just hurts so much. And this is a very frequent pain in my life. So I'm just on the wavelength with I think it's Remy, yeah. It makes you think I'm just not going to try so hard anymore. I'm going to leave the group, or I'm going to leave this relationship, or I'm not going to buy you Pokemon cards anymore, or whatever. Like, just makes me want to give up, because I've tried so hard and done my best, and it's just not good enough for the other people involved. I'm not selecting a certain person like Ben. It's just a frequent dynamic in my life. I'm done.
I'm in touch with a part of me that would like some reflection for what you said, Celeste, and also I'm aware that Ben said something important that I also would like not to be dropped.
I'm okay with going back to Ben's thing.
What do you want, Ben?
I want you to reflect, Celeste. Or I could reflect, Celeste.
I am reflecting, Celeste, silently for now, but if you want to speak up and say explicitly what you had to say, I go with that.
Okay, so I heard you say, Celeste, is that like you're trying really hard to do your best, you're doing your best to contribute to people, and you're hearing criticism in return. And it's really painful because you'd really like people to see just how hard you're trying. And like when that happens and you hear criticism, you feel really discouraged, and you think about like leaving a relationship or walking away and not trying as hard.
Right. Yes, you got it.
Thanks, Ben. Thanks, Celeste. Do you want to be reflected, Ben, by what you said earlier? For what you said earlier?
I can't remember what I said earlier that you got in mind.
I heard you said you were feeling mildly irritated or annoyed or discomfort or disturbed by what you see as me leading the call.
Kind of like directing the call, yeah. And it's discomfort.
I missed the last word you said.
It's discomfort, not irritation.
Discomfort is the feeling.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And I think it would help me, but I don't know if you have space to help me. But I'm wondering if you want to give an example of what you call directive. That I think that would mean my need for, shared reality, knowing what we're talking about.
Yeah, sure. When you said let's give feedback about this, I can think of a few occasions. One is when you said let's give feedback about this, and I brought in something else, and you said, well, that's not really feedback, Ben. Can you hold off until later? And also when you said I'm declaring a break from the roleplay.
Okay, thank you. So I picture those three things. I feel a little bit on the defense hearing you.
Yeah.
Um,
It's a big deal, Remy. It's not like anything major. If it's like, it's not like I'm asking you to change or anything like that. I'm just sort of talking about how I found it.
yeah, I guess I want to precise what feels uncomfortable for me hearing you name it.
Yeah.
I want to check with Celeste if that's okay for you. We go that way.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So I guess what's annoying for me is that I have a mind read that you're not saying that you were wishing something else without saying what you wish had happened.
Mm.
So is that true that you wish something different had happened?
Not really, no.
Okay, I believe you. I felt some relief. Felt closer to you. I felt definitely less on the defense, less worried. I felt, yeah, because also I didn't wish things were different. So I'm glad to know you don't wish things were different, but it seems you were. So I felt like some discord around you wishing things were different and me didn't regret things were like they were. So I guess now it leaves me curious around what was uncomfortable for you. Do you want to explore that? I know it's directive, but I'm clearly stating where I am, what my energy for, what I'm feeling curious about, and I'm inviting you to tell me whether you want to go there or somewhere else.
The only time that I felt uncomfortable was when I wanted to say that thing to Kyan, and you said you wanted to stay with feedback on the roleplay, and I'm kind of realizing I could have said, no, I don't want to do that, and sort of brought in my agenda instead of like just going along with the flow when I didn't want to.
Well, you wouldn't have my agreement to do differently.
Yeah, but I can always speak up for myself and say that's not where my energy is.
Yeah, sure. And so you regretting not having said it?
Yeah, bit, yeah.
Okay. And how do you feel now having said it? My question is also directive, and it's an invitation that I made. Just want to precise, make it explicit that you can say, I don't want to go there.
Yeah. Maybe a little bit of relief, but it's not very strong feelings, all this for me. It's very mild, so it's not it's a slight little bit of relief, but I don't feel strong feelings about it.
Okay. Slight, mildly relieved. You and the whole thing is not very intense feelings.
Yeah.
Okay. I've been bitten by mosquitoes. I felt irritated and itchy. That distracted me a bit. I would like some space to check how I feel having heard Ben. Is that okay with the group?
Yeah. So that's what I'm talking about. That's what Remy does.
What? Would you say it again, Ben?
I said, see, Celeste, that's what I'm talking about. That's what Remy does.
What do I do?
You sort of check the group's energy to see if they've got energy to go with where you want to go.
You mean earlier I wasn't?
No, I was asking Celeste to do the same thing with me.
Oh. You would like Celeste to do more of Remy's stuff?
I'd like her to do that one thing.
That one thing of Remy's stuff.
Yeah.
Of checking if you have the energy to go in one direction or another.
Yeah.
Celeste, I'm sensing you moved by something, so I want to make space for you.
Yeah, well, whimper, whimper. I mean, I appreciate the fact that Ben is making a little bit more clear what works for him. But it's just overwhelmingly sad.
Hmm. Do you want an empathy guess from the group?
What?
Do you want the group to guess what you need that this sadness reveals?
I just, my feeling about it, my jackal says, okay, well, if Remy does it right, then just be friends with Remy. If that works for you, then you've already got something that works. You don't need me. Like my uniqueness has no value, or who I am isn't important because he's already got you. So, chopped liver or something, like it's a lack of I don't know, a lack of acceptance of my style or something. But that came to me like, well, if Remy, if Remy's doing it right, then why don't I just hang up because you've already got Remy, You've already got what you want, so there's no place for me here. I mean, I know that's not his intent. He's just trying to show me what he's looking for in a relationship by demonstrating what you do that works for him. I get it intellectually, but it hurts.
Mm.
You know, it's like sometimes somebody else thinks something would be just so easy for me to do. Well, why don't you just put on your makeup? Well, I have no idea how to put on makeup. I've never done that. It's not so easy. It sounds easy to you because you know how to do it, but things aren't easy for me. Like people think things are easy for me. They're not. Sounds easy to say it. Why don't you go pick up that 100-pound sack of flour over there? It sounds easy, right? But it's not easy. Maybe I can't do some things. Maybe I'm
Can
already my best. Okay, I'm gonna shut up now.
I reflect?
Sure.
Is that okay for you, Ben?
Yep.
Yeah, I heard that you also want to be heard and accepted for where you are. And you appreciate the clarity of knowing what Ben wants, but it's also landed in you as if who you are and what you're capable of, what you have the energy for is not enough. And that feels very painful.
Yep, you got it.
Safe journey to this soul. I
What?
just got a mosquito, so I'm wishing a safe transition to this mosquito soul. What?
I appreciate that, Remy.
Does the group have room for me exploring how it was for me to hear Celeste and having heard Ben earlier? I still like some space to explore how it was for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, hearing you Celeste, I'm realizing something similar. I really sometimes it's hard actually. I'm not sure how to say it. I guess I'm finding myself in a place where I'd like to be clearer than when I trust I'm going to be able to. So I'm putting my it feels like I'm disassociating from where I am, trying to be where I think I should be, and that's extremely painful. And I'm when I think of what Celeste just shared, I'm thinking of some of things sometimes Corinne told me, and I realize how much sometimes I was so clear that what was going on was a criticism of me, basically saying that I was not enough. That in those moments, it's so painful, and I'm so busy protecting myself from this jackal attack. And I'm thinking of the mosquito attack that I concretely experienced in my body, being stung and being blood sucked. so that it seems impossible to empathize with Corinne and really connect to what she needs and wants. So I definitely have no energy to follow her and to be creative to find ways that meet her needs and mine. And I'm thinking of Ben and Chaim, and I'm thinking of what Sarah said about an acquaintance of her who seems to be criticizing her, and what Ben said about what he wants. And I'm thinking specifically about this moment that Ben spoke about. He wished he had said, I don't have the energy of continuing this feedback thing. I want to say something else. Did I get you, Ben? Is that what you wish you had said?
Well, I'm not that bothered, but I have a slight desire that I said I would have said that. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, kind of acknowledging where you were and more than just not saying anything.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, well, hearing it this way, I like that. I think I would have appreciated having been able to hear it this way in the moment. And that makes me mourn that I didn't check more with the group. Where I was coming from when I said I'd like to finish the feedback and hold back what you wanted to say for a bit later. And I thought I requested it, and it seems that Ben didn't express it as a request so much. Is that true, Ben?
Maybe that's what it is. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm glad we touching this sensitive spot. Makes sense to me. I see you nodding, so I'm guessing it makes sense to you too. Is that true?
Yeah.
I believe you. Very close to you. So yeah, this definitely I'm interested in facilitating and increasing the probability that people will hear what I'm asking, requesting as request and rather than demand. And I'm wondering if I was in a space of really asking and making a request, or if I was I think I was strongly determined, and yeah, I was directive. I really wanted to honor my agreement. For me, it was like I think in my experience, the group took a commitment to go into a space of doing a feedback. And I don't know if I checked that as much as a group wish I had, like, shall we go into an agreement? Is that okay for everyone? Yes, no, it seems I did. And in my experience, going outside of feedback was bringing a difference. Where I was we were in a space of exploring feedback about the role play. So I was holding firmly, and I was directive. I had clear boundaries that I wanted to honor the commitment that, as I understood, the group said we are in the feedback space. Wondering how that is for you to hear, Ben.
It makes sense.
Cool. Just checking if there's something else I want to say about having heard Ben and Celeste. Having heard you guys, I'd like to speak to you. I like you here, both. I like the work we've been doing so far. Yeah, so it was very important for me to have space to explore the feedback, and having Celeste having space for that, and also thought what you were bringing, Ben, was important. So in my experience, we did finish the feedback, and we went back to the role play. And at one point, I reached a point of boundaries, and I took a little break, and I came back to Chaim, giving empathy to myself, and then something was touching Celeste, and we explored that, and then I asked if I could have space to say what was there for me, and I just did. And there was some kind of adjustments between Ben and I around what happened, where something didn't seem much like a request, and so this we are where we are, and I'm wondering if you would like to do some feedback about what just happened since the beginning of the call, or if you'd like to do something else. So I'm going to make silence, and trust that silence is also part of the conversation, and maybe that could be a nice place to make space for the silent subgroup. Maybe there's something we haven't brought up in the call that held back for some reasons, and so we could just bring it if we have energy for it. We might also have space for just a moment of silence, just separate being together. So I'm just going to stop speaking and let the group express itself in one way or another. I also heard, Ben, that you appreciated my consideration for the soul and the spirit of the mosquitoes.
Yeah.
But also, did you hear that Ben appreciates the way you check the group's energy and the participants to see if they are willing to hear something, or, broach a topic, or, is it okay to do a reflection or whatever, that he really appreciates your checkpoints that you put in as far as checking the group's energy.
I heard it, and I'm glad you reflected very much. But I think I heard it, and I dropped it in some ways, and you reflecting it really helps me taking it in more deeply. Also heard Ben making some kind of sighs when Celeste was sharing how painful it felt for her to experience it as in some way not being appreciated how she was, and and that she was not doing enough, and why am I here, I'm not contributing. And I heard Ben kind of experimenting in probably sad feeling. That's a mind read. Is that true, Ben?
In what? Sorry?
Were you feeling kind of sad hearing Celeste talking about her experience?
Yeah.
Yeah, believe you. Last
Well, I was just taking it personally. When I buy Conrad a Pokemon card and he says, this is not a good Pokemon card, this is not a very good card, it probably isn't a very good card. I tell him, I would like for you to say, thank you for getting me the card. It's not the best card, but I really appreciate you getting it, whatever. I mean, I'm desperate for appreciation, and that's my personal problem.
Yeah. Yeah, well, Celeste, I appreciate you trying to find some strategy that would work for me.
Well, thanks. I don't have a lot of hope that I can successfully do it.
Hmm.
I also heard I have in mind that you're beating yourself up a bit for having a need for acknowledgement or consider. Is that true?
Yes, it has a big effect on my life that I'm constantly desperate for recognition, acknowledgement, and appreciation. I'm wanting to be seen for who I truly am and shit like that. Sometimes I'd like to get rid of it, but it's not gone yet. But Remy, you said something I've never really thought about before, that you feel a disassociation within yourself between who you are now and who you like think you should be, or you're trying to be, or the person you're trying to get to, or how you would like to be. And I'm very interested in that. You made a gesture with your hands like this.
Yeah. Do you want to explore a bit more your interest in that?
Only if it's all right with Ben. Ben, where do you think we should go now?
Well, I wouldn't ask the question of should, but more in terms of what we have energy for, what we want, what Ben wants.
Are you interested in what I want, Celeste?
Yes.
I'm happy to go wherever the group goes, really. I'm just happy listening at the moment.
Remy, really, I would like to hear you talk about more that sense of dissociation and your experience with it.
First, I want to say that I miss Chaim. So I guess that means I feel the presence of Chaim. So in terms of this association, I'm not sure exactly what would be helpful for you, Celeste. Would you like to precise what you're looking for?
I want to know how it feels inside of you when you discern that little distance between how you really are, or your true authentic self, and the person that you're trying to become, or the way that you want to be. Whatever was
Okay.
alive.
Right now, I have an example, which is I hear your request. I feel where I am, and it seems to be two different spaces. So it feels like I'm torn apart. It feels extremely painful. It feels like I'm burning. It feels like someone put fire under me, and I'm just about to explode and vanish.
Really?
Yeah, and the job is about to make space for all that, and through all that, work at maintaining my integrity and staying here, and making sure I'm coming back to where I am right here, right now, rather than leaving and spacing out. So it's like instead of giving myself, dropping the connection with my energy right here, right now, losing myself in following what I think is what you want. And if I go in a direction of losing what I think is what you want because I should do it because I'm a good boy or good man, and I should, contribute to what you want. If I do it with and drop the connection with myself, I'm just getting totally alienated and resenting the world, the universe. So all that is kind of happens in a split of a second, and I'm conscious of all of that. And that's I'm a place where I'm thinking, what's my choice? What do I want? What do I have energy for? And the question is, how can I hold what's important for me where I am and what I'm getting Celeste wants? How can I create some connection rather than separation and wars?
Wow, you should write a book on that.
It's been recorded. Thanks for
Wow.
asking. I had no idea I was going to say all that. I find it quite interesting to say it. I agree that it was, I don't know, I don't know. It's, anyway, I don't want to say more. Thanks.
Ben, would you like to reflect what Remy said, or would you like for me to?
I'm open to you reflecting, but I don't want to.
What I hear you saying is that a moment comes where you feel an extreme challenge within yourself to stay connected with where you really are in that moment, and yet also somehow stay connected to what someone else is wanting. And that is your goal, to be able to stay connected with yourself in your center and not be like drawn off by what somebody else wants. But at the same time, not to drop your concern about what they want, like to stay connected to both at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, and I can notice that there's for some reason it seems easier to drop myself and to follow what I'm sensing is the call from someone else. It seems to be easy to go there and dropping self connection, but when I go in that way, in that direction of what I understand what the other wants, I feel the hurt from my core that says, hold on. No, it doesn't work. Come back here. Yeah. You want to reflect that part?
You find yourself seduced, drawn by the ease of, let's use Ben's word, submitting yourself to what others want. And you find it very easy to go off and respond to what others want and drop the connection to yourself. But that is not what you truly want to do in your life.
Well, it seems easy, but when I try to do it, very quickly I realize it's not at all easy. It's extremely painful because there's the core of me that yells, that screams, come back right away, or I put fire, the whole universe in fire. So it's like, it's not negotiable. I'm kidnapped by myself, kidnapped by myself. You come back here. You belong to me.
Yeah.
I belong to myself.
You find it's unreal. It's unrealistic to actually attempt to drop who you are.
Yeah, you got it. Thank you, Celeste. Yeah.
My energy is really feeling like I want to hear Ben's voice.
Yeah.
We have less than a minute left. I'd like to hear you too, Ben, if you want to say something.
I feel a bit sad and kind of like, a bit sad that Celeste is so disconnected from me at the moment, because I was really enjoying.
Seems to be a mind read, Ben. Do you want to check it?
He's right.
Okay.
Yeah, because I was really enjoying the connection and the trust that we had between each other. It was very smooth and easy.
Yeah, something's gone wrong and I'm struggling to understand what it is.
Mm. Okay, guys, we had the time boundaries and wondering how it is for you to end the call here. Do you want to say something else before we do?
Thank you both.
I find myself in a savior role. I want to save Ben and Celeste, you know, and save their relationship.
As soon as you try, your own true self will be screaming for you to come back.
Yeah, that's just what happened, and I realized it, and then I said it, and it feels fun now. Okay, guys, you okay to finish
Bye.
here?
Yeah.
Bye, guys. Thank you so much. I'm glad we recorded that and can share with others if they want to watch.
Yeah.
Bye for now.
Okay, bye.